Hi there, everyone. This is John Drew here from Elevated Planet. And I am flying solo tonight or today, because Jolay has other obligations on at the moment. Following this week, she will be with us on a regular basis again. But as ever, she is with us in spirit. And we are looking forward to our weekly Pam Gregory inspired guided meditation to magnetize the new earth frequency to us to all get out there and feed our positive energy into the quantum wave structure. It's such a worthwhile thing. And of course, what I think really helps these days as well is that the recording for this goes onto our Elevated Planet channel, because it is a daily dedication practice that Pam has put in place. So anytime you want to go back and repeat this, then it will be there waiting for you. And we will always offer you the shortcut to go directly to the Pam guided meditation so that you can cut out the 10 minutes of preamble. And today as well, to lead us into Pam's meditation, I always like to have something which is really on message with, the Pam inspiration. And the one we're repeating this time, we've done this one before, but a lot of people will be less familiar with this, but it's the Alan Watts piece, which is all about taking care about where we feed our energy, which is what Pam talks about a lot. Because obviously the whole point behind this magnetizing the new earth frequency is by putting out there our high frequency energy waves, the love, the peace, the compassion, the kindness, all these high frequency elevated emotions. But we are focusing to some degree, we're kind of reaching out to those parts of the world through the quantum wave structure where there are trouble spots, where the fires are going on in Europe, for instance, at the moment, or in America for that matter. I know in Washington there's been some bad fires around Spokane, which is an area that I was familiar with as well from my time when I was working out in that part of the world. So yeah, I mean, we know there's been a lot of suffering there. We know people have lost their homes, but then we also go down to the earthquake areas as well, which we've seen in recent times, and the volcanoes, and there's a lot kicking off at the moment. So it affects people's lives, and what we do is we can focus our energies around, those who are suffering at this point, and of course, this is not just humans, right? This is like, it can be certainly all of consciousness in creation. Because I don't, for those who saw our show on Sunday, we went through the Mary Magdalene summary, which is when she, following the crucifixion, and the disciples moved in different directions out of the Holy Land because they were being sought after for all the wrong reasons. So they had to depart to different parts of the world, if you like, around Europe. But every year they would get together at midsummer on the island of Cyprus. So Joseph of Arimathea, who had usually between 120 and 150 commercial ships, because that's what he did. He was a tin trader for the large part, and that was huge demand at that point in time, particularly in Roman times, because it was tin and copper that made the bronze, which was highly sought after. So he used to send his ships off to the various locations where the disciples would get aboard, and they would come to Cyprus, and they'd spend several weeks going through what they had learned. And Mary Magdalene always did the keynote speech, which were known as the Mary Magdalene summaries. And it's amazing. It's amazing because, we know that those that she was addressing at the time were very elevated consciousness people. But it's now, this time of planetary transition, where it is really sort of hitting home. This is information for right now. And the one that we covered, which was her final ever summary that took place on Cyprus 11 years after the crucifixion. So there were eight lots of midsummer gatherings there. So 3 years where, for logistical purposes, they couldn't do it. And it was so profound. It's called Oneness and the All. And it is all about, I mean, okay, how many of us are on this line at this point in time? Okay, so we got 23 people on the line right now, as it appears. And how many of us are really in the room? Well, the answer is one, however many there are, because we all come from that one consciousness. But of course, we are all individuated expressions of that divine consciousness. And that means that our adventures are real. But when it comes down to it, oneness and the all means that we are all interconnected. We're all part of this web of life. And this is something that Pam talks about within the guided meditation that we're going to be listening to shortly as well. Because it's not just about humans. It's about rocks, it's about plants, it's about animals, it's about the birds, it's about our galactic families. It's all interconnected. This is all part of this web of life. So I find it really interesting. And anybody that wants to catch up on that, I'll link that show video from Sunday into the notes retrospectively, because it's, the Mary Magdalene, such deep, divine, feminine wisdom. And I think that because we're moving into this age of Aquarius, and this is all about the divine feminine stepping back into the foreground, the male, egoic, top-down control energy is departing, you know? I mean, they're going out with a bit of a fight, but at the end of the day, it's all an illusion. It's all illusion. And this is one of the things that when we go to Alan Watts in a minute, this is what he talks about, the importance of feeding our energy to what we want, not to what we don't want. Because there's a narrative that goes on all the time that we are being spoon-fed, which encourages us to shift into duality and polarity, to be fearful, to be angry. And the reality is, it's all about finding the midway point, finding that, as Pam calls it, the eagle's perch, right? You know, find yourself on your eagle's perch where you can look down from above at everything going on and look at it from a point of neutrality. And it doesn't mean that you don't feel the compassion and reach out in any way you can to help those who need it. But nevertheless, what it means is you don't get drawn into the drama, you don't get drawn into the anger, you don't get drawn down into those fear-based emotions. So that is really one of the things that Mary Magdalene was talking about as well. In fact, there's a lot of synergies between what Pam tells us about these days, and where we're heading, and what Mary Magdalene was talking about on Cyprus 2,000 years ago. So we're going to continue with that because I think it's important. It is really a message for now, even though it was way back when. So, and yeah, and just to let you know as well, for this Sunday's live show, we've got a little bit of stuff there on the Lion Gate portal, and I know it'll be on the 9th of August, not the 8th of August, that we'll be putting this out there, but we know that the Lion Gate portal, actually, Lionsgate portal stays open for longer than just one day. And it's important, and because there's a perspective around this that is important right now, and a lot of it relates to karma as well. And we're also going into understanding karma at a time of planetary transition. How does this work? And we've got some brilliant kind of work on that to share with you, because there's no doubt about it, the rules of the game are changing. The personal transition, the journey out of illusion and into reality is where we're heading. So that is it. So anyway, I just want to offer you a huge vote of thanks for everybody who's here. I see they've got Karen down the road in Sheffield from where I am. Hi, Karen. We've got Cecilia from Riverside. I know Riverside. I used to do some work over in Riverside. So Cecilia, yeah, I know where you are. And then we've got Susan, and we've got over in Massachusetts. I love the fact that we have a geographical spread out there now. But anyway, I'm not going to overdo this because we got to get to Pam. Pam follows directly after this. And as you will know, if you've been here before, that we don't come back after the meditation because we allow you to drift on your own little spiritual path, because then you can extend that meditation out should you so wish. Anyway, that's it. All I'm going to say again, a big thank you for being here. We're going to start with Alan Watts, leads directly into Pam. So I am going to shut up now and let's chill with Pam. Take care.
The best way to end something is to let it starve. You see, conflict thrives on attention. The moment you engage, let go. Do not return negativity. Do not wrestle with what seeks to pull you in. You are the creator of new ones.
So as we begin this meditation, you might want to light a candle or burn some incense. Just make sure you're not going to be disturbed and have a sense of creating sacred space. Set a clear intention that this is for your highest good, the highest good of all, and the highest good of the earth. Use a mantra of we're welcoming in an ever-expanding consciousness of love. And then just take 3 long, slow breaths. And try and make the exhale a little longer than the inhale. You might even pause for a few seconds at the end of the exhale. Let your jaw go slack and all the tiny muscles around your eyes soften. Let your face soften, and you feel that heavy, softening relaxation just spreading down through your body, arms, your legs. Feel like butter melting in the sun. We're coming together with open hearts, and we're shifting the collective timeline every time we do this. So imagine our global community. We're creating a sacred global circle. Imagine holding our hands across the world and connecting with our hearts. Some of you may even feel a strong vortex of energy going around the world, connecting all of our hearts together. And know that inside your heart, very small but very bright, is a tiny flame. It's your life force that connects you to the divine. And in the center of this circle, put any living being who you feel or know is suffering right now. People in war zones, people in poverty, disease, famine. You can put animals, birds, all of sentient life. People in extreme weather conditions, earthquakes, volcanoes. Anyone or anything who needs help and healing, put them in the circle. And we're not going to dwell on the suffering, because that will magnify it. We're going to raise our consciousness beyond that. So start to see waves of very soft, gentle, pale blue light. Waves coming in, soothing, calming, all the extremes within that circle. Calming all the grief, the sadness, the hunger, the suffering. See it all soothing and calming, as a mother would calm a child. And you can continue to visualize these soft blue waves of calm light all the way through your day if you wish. And then come back to that tiny, very bright flame of light inside your heart, your divine connection. And as you drop into this light and your breath, imagine that you're breathing in and out through the heart as if it were your lungs. And start to see this light get brighter, stronger, bigger. And feel that we're joining together with that heart light all over the world. Feel the expansion of love that we're creating every time we do this. And as your heart light expands, feel love, joy, compassion, peace, freedom, freedom for all beings. And we're connecting in this ever-growing web of light around the earth. And start to feel with your breath and your heart light that we're feeding this web of light with those positive emotions: love, joy, peace, compassion, freedom. And imagine this web of light is alive. It's shimmering. It's becoming bigger and brighter all around the earth. We're creating this from the invisible with our focus and our love, and this is how realities are created. You might even notice that other beings are starting to join us. More people, more animals, maybe the elementals, the fairies, the tree beings, our galactic family perhaps, coming together in an army of love, a tsunami of love that is bringing more connection and a sense of oneness to all of humanity. This tsunami of love adds power to this web of light. You might see it as silver golden, sparkling, brilliant, shimmering, vibrant and alive, and taking on its own momentum. And we're doing this by weaving the harmonics of creation with the divine. It's creating an unstoppable force to transmute all of the suffering from darkness into light. We're lifting all of life on Gaia and maybe beyond. And you might even feel that these pulses from our shimmering web of heart light are starting to reach out into the cosmos via this bigger web of light. They're stretching out like galactic superhighways of love. They're reaching out to our galactic family. And also, in this web of light, they're weaving back to Gaia, all of life connecting, even to the inner earth beings and all of those high intelligences. Everything has more life force now. Everything is more lit up, more heightened, more sparkling. There's a sense of pulsing oneness and harmony across our entire creation. Everything is connected to support the other in this web of light. This is cosmic love and unity consciousness weaving together to create a new reality in higher timelines where anything is possible. We're raising the love and light quotient on the earth. We're creating new stepping stones of light for others to follow. We can change timelines in a moment. We're coming together in thousands every day in one focused intention to build a more loving new earth. We're the bridge builders, the pioneers who will be talked about in history books. We're embodying that new frequency. We are New Earth. We are creating a new energetic template. And our legacy will be that we stood strong in our light, our love, and our joy as acts of defiance as the battles raged around us. We're imprinting the energy field with a blueprint of a higher version of humanity, with compassion. And our legacy is how much we raise the love quotient in the world. We're warriors of light and warriors of love. Know that deeply in your heart. We're welcoming in an ever-expanding consciousness of love. And you might just check to see if we've eased the suffering somewhat since we started. And do you feel calmer, clearer, as if the lights have been turned up? Did you see a vision of the future we're creating together every day? Know our power as we come together in numbers every day to do this with spiritual dedication. Every day when we do this, we're adding to the tsunami of love across the world and the living light, which is creating a very different reality for us all. It's a powerful legacy to say that you could not have done more for love in this world as a bridge builder. And gradually, you might start to feel your body again. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And just come back to the room. I just want to thank you and send you many blessings to you all for being with me on this journey of immense courage and transformation. God bless.